Because the investigation was thorough, we have a nearly second-by-second understanding of what happened from the moment Ms. Damond called 911 until she was fatally shot by Officer Neuer 13 minutes later. Despite the fact that no body-worn cameras were operating at the time of the shooting, we know that less than a minute before firing the fatal shot, Officer Neuer was sitting in the passenger seat of the police squad car. Neuer had just typed into the squad car's computer code 4. That message, which went to the police dispatcher, meant that the officers had completed their investigation, were safe, and needed no assistance. According to the complaint, Officer Neuer's partner, Officer Matthew Harity, was driving the squad car that night. Harity said that just 5 or 10 seconds after Neuer entered code 4, Harity heard a voice, heard a thump somewhere back behind him on the squad car, and caught a glimpse of a person's head and shoulders outside his driver's side door. Harity was unable to say what the noise was, how loud it was, what the person's voice sounded like, or what the person said. Harity characterized the voice as a muffled voice or whisper. Harity said he could not see whether the person was a man or a woman, an adult or a child. Importantly, he could not see the person's hands and estimated the person was at least 2 feet away from him. Harity saw no weapons. However, Harity claimed he was startled, took his gun out of its holster, and held it against his rib cage, pointing downward. Harity said from the driver's seat, he had a better vantage point to determine a threat on his side of the car than Officer Neuer did in the passenger's side. Officer Harity said he then heard a sound he described like a light bulb dropping onto the floor and saw a flash. Harity checked to make sure that he was not shot, then looked to his right and saw Officer Neuer's right hand extend across him towards Officer Harity's open window. Officer Harity then looked out his window and saw a woman. Ms. Damond had put her hands on the wound on her left side of her abdomen and said, "I'm dying," or "I'm dead." In the short time between when Ms. Damond approached the squad car and the time that Officer Neuer fired the fatal shot, there is no evidence that Officer Neuer encountered a threat, appreciated a threat, investigated a threat, or confirmed a threat that justified his decision to use deadly force. Instead, Officer Neuer recklessly and intentionally fired his handgun from the passenger seat in disregard for human life.